How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, the reason why we do this, you maybe had a stressful day, and you want to come and watch this video, plus hear one of my corny jokes. So here it comes. Finally, my winter fat has gone. Now I have spring rolls. Come on. Come on, that'd be good, right? So we're going to be talking about SNDL, Sundial Growers, which experienced some extreme volatility, dropping more than 10% inside the market today on some recent news that just came out. I got a lot of messages about this, and I saw it also in the comments. People were like, yo man, what's going on? So I'm going to be giving you guys the update. We're going to be doing the technical analysis, and we're going to be looking at, in case SNDL ends up having a sharper pullback, where those levels are, what we need to look for, and if it ends up recovering and make a move to the upside, you'll be able to see that as well. And then on top of that, I'm going to be doing an article that's literally recent, talking about what happened or some things that we need to look out for going forward for SNDL. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to be doing a technical analysis for SNDL, Sundial Growers, which ended up being down 12.75% on the day and witnessing lows of $1.28 and then having a high of $1.46. But as you can see, it did not spend too much time up there. So one of the things that we want to take a look at is that this $1.28 support level is doing a fairly good job keeping SNDL up. If we take a look at the next support level, we could see one there's here around the $1.29. So it will definitely be crucial to see SNDL finish above $1.30, which you could see right over here is the 21-day EMA. So finishing at $1.30 or above would look really good. If we take a look now what's going on in the after hours, it's right around $1.31. So it's clear that we're seeing some resistance right here at that $1.31 area. So SNDL would need to make some moves to actually break through it, because as you can see by looking at the chart, it did not end up breaking this area at all the way from 1235 going all the way into the close. So it getting above this area is going to be very crucial and something to look forward to. If it ends up pulling back even further, we're definitely going to end up seeing a test of this $1.28. So let's see the most recent chart to see if there's a possibility this can break, but we don't see that. So this is pretty much a low that we've had for the past week. If we take a look now at the 3-month 1-day chart, take a look right here. You can see right here at this $1.28 or this $1.30 area, we do have some kind of support. The next area that we need to keep an eye on as well is also around the $1.14. If this particular area breaks, then we could definitely see some sharp moves going to the downside and it getting close to $1, as you can see from the chart here. So that's what we want to see. We want to see Sundial make some moves back up so it can reclaim back into the $1.40s and start making its move back to the $1.50s. With the recent news that just came out, it did have a bearish sentiment. Not a lot of people wanted to hear that or see that. And again, that's to be expected. We will be covering that right after we do this analysis. But that's just to kind of give you an idea of what we're looking for the upside, which is the 140s, making a move to 150. And as far as the downside, don't be surprised. And if you are thinking about adding at this $1.14 area, if it decides to pull back further. All right, so we're going to go over the article that just came out today on March the 22nd at 1:39 p.m. for SNDL. So SNDL stock, one big reason Sundial Growers is plummeting today. Here's why more downside could be on the horizon for SNDL. Today, investors in Sundial Growers and SNDL stock are taking a hit on the chin. As of early morning trading, shares were down as much as 14% as investors processed some news today. Let's dive into the key driver behind today's action. Share issuance bearish for SNDL stock. Today, Sundial's management team announced an equity distribution agreement. This indicated the company intends to issue shares and investors are pricing in expected dilution into SNDL stock today. The distribution agreement lays out plans for a raise of up to $80 million because of what the company notes has been significant volatility in SNDL stock of late. It appears an offer price has not been set. Indeed, this can be taken two ways by investors. On the one hand, investors will note that the equity raises typically require a discount to the current market price. Given how volatile SNDL stock has been as of late, it's going to be tough for the company to raise this amount of equity without providing a steeper discount. Accordingly, the fact that Sundial's management team pointed out in its equity distribution agreement announcement that there's really no precedent for these volatile moves seems to have spooked investors. Since releasing its earnings report on March 17th, the company noted there has been no recent change in our financial condition or results of operations, such as our earnings, revenues, and other measure of company value that is consistent with the recent change in the volatility of our share price. On the other hand, investors will note that the recent equity raises, though dilutive, have shored up Sundial's balance sheet. Furthermore, these equity raises have made it possible for the company to look at pursuing growth deals. So what is the bottom line? The level of dilution this deal will likely require may be too much for many to handle right now. Other investors bearish on Sundial. It turns out I'm not the only investor concerned about the rapid rise in SNDL stock this year. Today, a report issued by the Motley Fool highlights some of the key concerns with SNDL or Sundial Growers. Among these, dilution ranks high in the minds of many analysts who cover this stock. While meme stock trading appears to remain popular, the party will stop at some point. This sort of speculative bonanza we've seen as of late can't last forever. For investors who got in early on SNDL, there's no shame in taking profits. The bears appear to be out of hibernation right now on this stock, and further downside could be on the horizon. So for my final thoughts on SNDL Sundial Growers, this is something that I always emphasize. What are your investment goals? Are you a long-term investor or a medium-term investor? The reason why they're actually putting this out there in regards to share dilution so they can raise more cash and so forth is that they want to help grow and actually put it into the business. Part of the reasons why they have a cleaner balance sheet due to recent offerings that they have done in the past. So if you believe in this company and you believe that, you know what, with the extra cash, they're going to use it to grow the business and over time actually grow the value of the business, then you should have no reason to be concerned or feel worried about the volatility that you're currently seeing. If you're short term or medium term, then of course it's going to be something of your concern because you're probably thinking about, when am I going to be able to make my profit? Right? Let's be honest here. So one of the things I want you to realize is figure out what type of investor / trader are you. Once you could figure that out, then you have your game plan. When I do these technical analysis videos, it's to make sure that you're aware of possible scenarios the stock price can actually go. That could definitely be subject to change, and that's something that you need to realize. So we already talked about why it's important, and that's part of the reasons why we do the 5-day 5-minute chart, and we also do the 3-month 1-day chart, so you can see in case there's a pullback where these price levels are. So you need to understand that and be aware of that. Another thing that I want to put out is a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. Do not invest or trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. I can't emphasize this more, and I'm going to keep saying it in every single video that I do. So in regards to that, I gave you guys my final thoughts for SNDL. We're going to see what's going to be happening going forward. Like I said, this is just something that has been brought to our attention. It hasn't been finalized as of yet. This is just something that has been filed. One thing that we need to realize and look out for going forward is what is this price going to be when they end up deciding to do this offering. So that's something that we need to make sure we're keeping a lookout for, because depending on what that price possibly is, will definitely have an effect on the overall stock price. All right, so I hope you guys found this helpful, and we'll talk soon.